One Person, No Vote, written by Anderson Bolden, by Colton J. McNulty, Room 1. Why was voting harder 100 years ago? There were very few voter rights laws in 1900s. After Reconstruction, white people tried to enforce white rule to keep black men from voting. If you didn't have enough money to pay your taxes, you didn't get to vote. Black voters tried to register to vote, but they were simply turned away. Every time Democrats received more votes, Republicans wanted a recount. This discouraged many voters from going to the polls. In one incident, a black person was shot trying to vote, which scared other black voters. Gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is where governments drew voting districts on a map and made the districts bigger for white voters, and even though the districts were unfair. Purges. From time to time, white officials purged to voting roll. This meant black people would go to the voting station and see that their name was not on the list to vote. Poll taxes. In southern states, people had to pay poll taxes. That means poor white and black people could not vote unless they paid money. Property tests. 100 years ago, in some states, you had to have property to vote. Reading test. Some states made black people take reading tests to vote. Birth certificates. Many poor black people needed birth certificates to vote, but did not have them because they were born at home. Conclusion. It was harder to vote 100 years ago because there was a lot of unfair laws in place. There was also a lot of violence, and people were scared of getting hurt or killed. In the end, voting had gotten much better with improved laws, but there are still present day issues with counting ballots and requiring IDs. Poll tax poster, an example of how government made it hard to vote 100 years ago by requiring payment to cast ballots.